Hey guys, this is a tutorial on how you can take pictures of your mini drawings and then put it into Pixlr in order to start playing around with the composition to create a sense of space and keep moving forward with this project over here. Okay. First thing you're going to need are at least two mini drawings that you made from your reference images. Okay. You want to make sure that you've erased as much of the grid lines as possible around your subject, okay, and within the subject as well, okay. It's okay if there's like a few sort of leftover grid lines, so long as they're very, very faint, okay. Now, I want to give you a tip on how to take a picture of these. You can also scan it if that's available for you, but not everyone has that. So I want to show you, right? If I have my drawings flat on my table and I hover my phone over it to take a picture, what's likely going to happen is my phone itself, if you notice on the paper here, it's going to cast a shadow on the paper. Same if I'm looming my whole body over it too. That's not going to make for a good quality light. Okay. What I recommend you do instead is go find a binder, open it up, and lean it up against either a wall or something vertical like this, right? So this becomes a kind of like a panel that you can lay up your drawing against. So now that my drawing is angled like this, when I angle my phone, bring it in real close to take a picture as of high quality as possible, there's no shadow that's being cast from above by the phone on the paper. Okay, so this is a quick thing you can do for yourself using a binder or anything else that you can use to prop up your drawings at this angle. Okay, so I'm taking two pictures with even lighting. Okay, and then let's see, should be able to save those pictures onto my Google Drive. There we go. Save to drive. It's easier when you name these a specific name. So this one I'm going to call Piggyback because it's an image of a person giving another person a piggyback ride. And this one, I'm going to save it as a barbershop pole. Okay. It might take a few moments for those to upload onto your Google Drive. Let's see. Got to make sure I'm on the right account. There we go. So barbershop pole's here, piggyback is there. These are JPEGs. If you have a phone that by default formats your photos into HEIC files, those are a little tricky. What you can do is open up a new tab and type in HEIC to JPG. The first link over here is a free converter that you can use to convert your HEIC files to JPEGs, and I would recommend you do that before you move forward. Otherwise, once you have your photos over here, you want to save them onto a local folder. Okay, so I'm going to right click on each of these and download them. Put it right there. We need these in a local file because that's otherwise we can't get it into the Pixlr. Okay, so once you saved your photos, go ahead, open up another tab, okay, and type in this URL, pixlr.com. It should take you to this site. This is Pixlr. It's basically like Photoshop Lite, okay, and it's free for everybody. You're going to click on this second button over here, right? Quick and easy graphic design, it says. Now, we're going to click on this small link that says Create New. And then this is very important. Name this right? Whatever you'd like. Let's call this one. Let's see. I'll just title it the name of our unit here, which is gazing inward. The width and height, you're gonna want to pay close attention because there's specific numbers that I want you to put in here. It depends on if you are choosing to work with the watercolor paper or the drawing paper that's been provided to you. If you're working with watercolor paper, that is sized at 11 by 15 inches. So what you want to type in here is 1100 for the width. Sorry for the bell, guys. For the height, you want to type in 1500. Okay? If you're planning on doing a landscape orientation, you want to flip these. 1500 for the width, 1100 for the height. That's if you're working with the watercolor paper. If you're working with the drawing paper, those are a different size, a little larger at 12 inches by 18 inches. The number you want to type in for the width there is 1200, and the height is 1800. And again, if you're working with landscape orientation, you want to flip those, okay? 1800 for the width and 1200 for the height. We're basically setting up a number of pixels that's gonna be corresponding to the actual proportions of your paper, and eventually it's gonna produce an image that's 100 dots per inch. Okay, don't have to get too much into that. You just need to input the correct numbers depending on whether you're using watercolor paper or the drawing paper. Okay, scroll down over here, press create. Now this is 1800 by 1200. So this is if I were to be working with the drawing paper in landscape view. Okay, so this is a fresh file in Pixlr. And what we're going to do is drag in, okay, we're going to drag in the image files that we downloaded from our drive. Okay, so navigate to where you saved those guys. Let's see. There we go. So here's the barbershop pole and here's the piggyback. Let's start with the piggyback. With either your Google, your Windows Explorer window or your Finder window open like this, you should be able to click and drag your image into the Pixlr window. Okay. Let me see. And it's going to bring up this dialog and ask you, do you want to add the image as a layer in the current document or create a new, Click on add current over here. I believe yeah. So what that does is it adds the image as a new layer. Okay. Over here on the right side, what I'm mousing over is showing you how many layers there are. Depending on the resolution of your phone, your photo's likely going to be pretty large. Okay. No worries. Use your mouse wheel to zoom out and then click and drag one of these corners to resize and reposition your sketches. Okay. You can leave it about there. Let's repeat that process for the second sketch, for the second image over here. I'm so sorry, man. I'm doing some like recording right now. Okay, so again, like I dragged that image in there, press add current, zoom out, resize it so that it at least fits into the frame over here. Okay. So in order for us to be able to manipulate these and arrange them in a useful and productive way, we gotta cut out the excess, meaning all the paper around the main subjects. We're gonna go ahead and cut those out. Okay. Make sure that you're working in the correct layer. Let's start with the left image first, okay? The left image is this layer over here, the second one, between these three. And then right up over here, you're gonna have some options, okay? You wanna make sure you're in this Arrange and Style tab. Cutout is what you want to click on. Okay? You can try this magic cutout tool. Let's see. You got these are the different options available to you. Let's first start with the shape cutout to cut out any portions that we know we're not going to be using. Okay. Oops. You can press Control Z to undo something. What I forgot to do there was change the mode to remove. All right. So I'm cutting things out using a rectangular shape, and whatever's inside the rectangle, I am removing. Okay. So now let's try that again. There we go. That's what I want to see. Okay. So if there's some larger areas that you know you don't want to keep, you can use this to make large cutouts. Now, once I cut out the portion on the bottom over here particularly, I might be able to use this magic cutout option. So try this out for yourself. The magic cutout, you want to make sure it's on the remove option. If I click a single time over here, right here, that's telling me my tolerance is a little too high, meaning it deleted a little too much. Okay. So I can lower the tolerance like you see here. Try clicking one more time. The tolerance is a little too low in this case because it didn't delete as much as I wanted it to. So I could Control Z out of that. Adjust the tolerance. Now, I'm not getting very good results here, and you might find that to be the case. In this situation, what we're going to want to do is go to the lasso cutout. Okay? Make sure the mode is set to remove. And what you're going to do is using your mouse, work in small segments to cut these out little by little. Okay? This might take some time to do, but it'll give you a much better result, much more intentional. Okay. You don't have to try and grab the entire outline. What you see me doing here is what I recommend, where you're essentially lassoing out small segments at a time instead of trying to do the entire outline, the entire silhouette of what you've drawn. Just take your time. Oops. Another recommendation I have in this process is to make sure that you're zoomed in nice and close so that you can be as accurate as possible with your mouse. It is a little tricky working with a mouse to do this, but you should kind of get the hang of it. Almost done there. That's a little too... I need to get more zoomed in. Okie doke. Now for this leftover stuff here on the side, you can kind of lasso that out too. And there you have a cutout of one of those drawings. Okay. Now what you should be able to do is cut this out as well. However, if there's only 2 references, what you can do is set up a background, right, with a color on it, so that you can move these things around and start to play with what you want the composition to look like. Okay? So go ahead, click on this bottom layer, and we're going to draw a a shape that's a solid color. So go ahead down to this draw right there, shape tool, the color set to white. Okay, and you can fill in the full background with white right there. Now let's start to move this stuff around and see how we can rearrange it in a good way. So make sure you're selecting the correct layer. This one that I'm hovering over is the people. Okay. Go to Arrange and Style. And then you're going to get the option to resize these things to your liking. Okay. Over here. Going to resize it like that. Position it over here. You can also hover over this and drag the small circle to rotate things. Okay, I kind of like it at that diagonal. You see how it's grayed out like this? We can make some adjustments there too. Okay. So select one of the layers. And while you have this Arrange and Style toolbar open, click on Adjust. And then over here under Light, bring that out. Let's get it brighter. And let's also get the contrast higher. Okay. So we're trying to match it to the white of the paper in the background while preserving your line work as much as possible. You can increase the black a little bit to make sure the lines aren't too washed out. Okay, just play with these settings over here. When you have a result that's fairly clear, okay, you can press apply to accept those changes. And let's do the same for this barbershop pole. You got to make sure you're on the correct layer, which is the top one. Go to Arrange and Style, Adjust, expand the light button right there. Sometimes you'll get these ads, guys. You can just exit out of them. Let's increase the brightness, increase the contrast. Okay. And then apply when you're happy with that. I'm going to cut out some of the extraneous like information over here as well. Again, that's under the Arrange and Style, Cutout. I like to work with the lasso tool personally. Okay. So there, that's pretty rough. But this is what you can start to use in terms of positioning your various mini drawings together in a composition in a way where you're trying to intentionally create a sense of space and arrange them in a way where it communicates the theme of what you're trying to portray here, right? As clearly as possible. What you're likely going to find is you're probably going to want some other reference images so that you can add more elements in here, okay? Or you're going to want to be drawing things from your imagination in the negative space, okay? To get more clarity in terms of what you're trying to portray, okay? For instance, for me, this piece is supposed to be about how I cherish the memory of my grandpa. The barbershop pole is significant to me because that's what he would give me a piggyback ride to go and see every night, you know? But just these two reference images placed like this together isn't necessarily going to communicate that clearly, okay? It's just a piggyback ride and a barbershop pole. For me to get this, get more clarity on this, I'm probably going to want to grab some more reference images to indicate that, hey, this is about the relationship between me and my grandpa. So I found a couple other ones that I thought would be good to work with. Here's an image of a grandpa holding a child, taking a look at a tree. I think the silhouette of these two figures would be a great thing to add next to that barbershop pole. Okay. I've also got this image of an elderly person's hand being held by the hand of someone who's younger. I think that would help also in communicating that this is about the relationship between a grandparent and a grandchild, right? So things like that are additional reference images that I might do more mini drawings with to add on to this composite over here. Okay. So hopefully you know how to position, resize, and adjust these things, as well as how to use the cutout tool. What you want to do before you leave this site is save this, okay? Save it, save it, save it. Okay. You can save it as a JPEG, download it, and then this is what you can submit as evidence of progress. Okay. I'm going to put today's date. Close this out. One last thing. Press this home button. And then right over here, make sure that you pin this gazing inward. Okay. What that's going to enable you to do is come back to this website after you close it later on. Okay, so long as you're using the same computer. When you open this up, that same file should be available for you to open up and continue to work with, okay? So saving it is basically downloading the file in its current state. Pinning it on Pixlr.com through the home page is what you do to make sure you can come back to this. Okay? Sorry, that was a pretty long video. Hopefully it was clear enough for you. Okay? Good luck with this. I'll see you in class.